Hello there and welcome to another edition of BattleBots Unveiled. This time we're going to have a look at the Series 4 War for Independence. I hope you enjoy. The first two battles of this episode, Mortis vs BattleBots and Panic Attack vs Rammstein, were filmed immediately after the MTV's unaired American BattleBots 2000 pilot, 1 month before the rest of the competition. This was to allow both BattleBots and Rammstein to fight after travelling to England and not being selected to compete in the pilot. Note the lack of details on the pit or flipper as well as the dark lighting. Another MTV pilot crossover is that Frenzy still has damage from its battle with Mauler. The weight of the three US representatives, Frenzy, Rammstein and the Mangulator, greatly exceeded the contemporary 79.4kg limit for UK heavyweights. This can be explained by the introduction of an increased 95kg limit for the unaired American BattleBots 2000 pilot, which all three initially intended to participate in, along with BattleBot, whose weight complied with the original UK limit. This episode is the final appearance of Mortis, however the team attempted to create a successor in Series 5. Mortis and Panic Attack's second round fight was actually fought twice due to a disagreement between the judges and the producers as to which robot should go through. The fight shown on television featured a mixture of footage from the two battles edited together into one. 5 of the competing teams would participate in BattleBots. This is technically the second appearance of Frenzy as it debuted in the 1996 Robot Wars, and its team technically first appeared in 1994 with TMZ. The Dartford Girls Grammar team were the only UK representatives in the War of Independence not to compete in any international series of Robot Wars or any other robotic-themed competition. According to its statistics board, Detonator's weight was allegedly increased by 20 kilograms from its original weight in Series 1. Detonator was allegedly brought in as a sacrificial robot for a US team to win a fight. The original plans were to have Hypnodisc. During its first battle, Mortis is in its Series 3 guise as noted by its green coating. In 2003, Mortis received an honourable mention in the Combat Robot Hall of Fame in recognition of its durability, versatile weapons, and popularity with robot combat fans. Mortis was one of few robots to only appear in battles where 4 house robots were present in the arena. Coincidentally, both Mortis and Detonator appeared in Heat B of Series 1, and their final appearance was in this very special. Of all the UK competitors here, only Ming would compete in a US Robot Wars series, namely the Nickelodeon Robot Wars. Detonator was the first UK heavyweight robot to lose to an American competitor. In the background of this episode, Adam Clark's failed to qualify entry Bone appears, as does Manic Mutant and Modular. BattleBot was the only American representative in Series 4 War of Independence that did not enter BattleBots. BattleBot was also the only robot in the War of Independence to not appear in any other episode or series. Rammstein is one of 3 robots to be named after a heavy metal band. In this case, the German band Rammstein. The stats board incorrectly states that the Mangulator was built in 3 days, whilst it was actually 2 days according to Dan Nick. Dan Nick initially appeared in the 90s US Championships with successful robots such as Agamon and Alexander. If we count the unaired TV pilot, then Frenzy finished runners-up in both competitions in which it competed, each time to a robot that entered the first World Championship. Frenzy fought every UK representative in the War of Independence at some point in its career, 3 in the War of Independence itself and the other in BattleBots. Frenzy was one of only 6 American robots to win a battle in the UK series alongside Tentamushi, Manta, Drillzilla, Spartacus and Flipper. And it is also one of only 4 to win a UK series battle which did not air as part of Extreme Warriors with Tentamushi, Spartacus and Flipper. In 2003, Frenzy received an honourable mention in the Robot Combat Hall of Fame in honour of its pioneering electrical powered pickaxe and flamboyant attacking style. And that is it for today. Series 4's War of Independence, or War for Independence. I always get the of and the for the wrong way around. I do not really care. This is such a great special, and the reason why it's a great special is it's sort of the glimpse into what a Robot Wars versus BattleBots would have been like. A bit like how the 1999 BattleBots events in Las Vegas and Long Beach sort of showed us a glimpse of what a Robot Wars BattleBots style show could have been like, and even like Series 2 of the Comedy Central BattleBots sort of gave us a glimpse as well. There's an entire episode dedicated to UK machines and their fights against the Americans. But I think this is such an interesting episode as well, just to observe, because you have what is essentially some of the first things filmed for Series 4, as well as some of the last things filmed for Series 4. The way they show this really bare bone, really ugly looking arena. It almost looks like the reboot arena. That's how ugly it is. At the beginning of the show, it's very odd that they would do that. They didn't just think, okay, why don't we film everything when we have a more, painted arena? But at the same time, it gives us sort of a glimpse at what the arena would have looked like during the MTV pilot, which never aired, and I've got an entire video dedicated to the MTV pilot. This is a very fascinating episode from that perspective. As for the bots themselves, Ghetto Bot is very forgettable. It's got a wedge, that's about it. I still haven't found that Robot's Revenge episode that the team is apparently in, which is very interesting to observe, but everything else, yeah. Rammstein, I love the look of Rammstein. Rammstein is one of those American BattleBots which I just love, and it just didn't really do very well here. I do like the fact that Panic Attack defeated it in such a stylish fashion, though. I think that is pretty impressive, but seeing Rammstein lose very pathetically, it wasn't as great as we hoped. I will say this, GoBot got a much more destructive end, the way the axe just penetrated across the top, and then Shunt got involved as well. But the real big highlight is, of course, Frenzy. Frenzy, I love Frenzy. When I was younger, when I used to watch like BattleBots clips here and there, Frenzy was the one which I loved the most. I love the look of Frenzy. I love the over-the-top hammer. I love the maddening swings and battering it cause. And in this episode in particular, it does it to Detonate. It just destroys Detonate, which I'm kind of glad that they didn't have Hypnodisc there, because Hypnodisc would have probably killed Frenzy. But I digress. Seeing Detonate just detonate, basically, it's beautiful. It's one of those moments. It's just gorgeous. But yeah, I think Frenzy is definitely the highlight of this episode. Mortis as well did very well. Mortis, won something, which is great. Mortis has always been in the championship, never really got very far. The closest it did was in Series 2. But here it's actually won something from beginning to end. The one thing which I do find really interesting is the Panic Attack Mortis fight, because that is a fight that was done twice, and what you're seeing is two different fights edited together. It would be interesting to see what both fights would have been like individually. I won't lie, there's a lot. This particular episode has a lot behind the scenes, which makes it very interesting as a whole, but it's also very entertaining because you've got these great battles, these great moments like the Mangabator losing a wheel to Ming, just Frenzy being Frenzy, and the final battle is fun as well. Mortis just kicking ass from beginning to end, the tightness of the Panic Attack fight as well. It's just great. It really is a great episode, a great special, and yeah, I think this is probably the best of the War of Independence sort of style events in Robot Wars, in my opinion. So let's have a look at what we get next time around. So we're back with Extreme 1, and this time it's Extreme 1 Episode 8. This will be pretty interesting. I think this is the one which has Atomic in it, and Atomic, I love Atomic, and this is probably the first time we've actually mentioned Atomic in this series. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Rules Unveiled, and I'll see you next time.